Good afternoon, Duke Nation. Got about 2 minutes till the tip-off here. LSU, Tennessee, just finishing up. Our game is next. Looks like LSU, or Tennessee rather, has given this one up. They will no longer foul, and these final 30 seconds will tick off the clock. If you need the game itself, jump into the Discord. Link is in the description of the video. Hopefully, we can get ourselves a nice win here on a Saturday. It's been a bit of a struggle of late, but while Duke plays, we're out here anyway. So supporting the team no matter what. 15 seconds to go this Tennessee LSU game. I think Tennessee just basically, or LSU just chucked it up here at the end. About 1 minute, or actually they will go to the free throw line. This is kind of silly. All right, Tennessee's going to take some free throws and miss them. So LSU with the upset of number 16 Tennessee at home. Oh my gosh, lane violation. Give me a break. Come on, ref. End the game. And we'll flip this over. And we should be pretty much ready to go here. Uh, yep, there we go. Oops. Okay. I think we're going to be ready to go in a sec. 105 was the official tip-off for this guy. Heading over to Raleigh. And actually, yeah, we are underway here. Duke and NC State. Blue Devils taking the short trip over to PNC Arena in Raleigh for about a 20-minute drive, 25 minutes, I suppose, depending on the traffic on I-40. From Durham, this is a place that has not been kind to Duke, having lost 3 of the last 4 visits here to PNC Arena, and 2 out of 2, I suppose, while Kevin Keats has been the new coach of NC State. Last year, we did a home and away with State, and both teams ended up winning on their home court. DJ Funderburg there with the first points for NC State. The starting lineup for the Blue Devils: Roach, Stewart, Hurt, Wendell Moore, and Mark Williams. Duke having used 12 different starting lineups in, 15 games. The only person to start all 15 is Matthew Hurt, and actually DJ Stewart has started 12 of those 15. Mark Williams with a beautiful, nice little up and under there. Right place, right time, and great defense on this side. On the side of the Wolfpack, Hayes Allen Funderburg, who scored the first points there. And Matthew Hurt is going to go and score for 3. Good start here for the Blue Devils. We have started poorly on the road this season, and turnovers have been a big part of that. We'll get to the turnover stats here because NC State loves to feast actually off the turnovers. And trying to get this full screen for folks. There we go. That should do it. And that is going to be actually stay here with NC State. I don't actually. So the Liverpool games, that my brother does that, and I don't. You'd have to ask him why he doesn't want to do the Liverpool games anymore. I'm not sure he was having fun with it or something. So, but that was mainly like a my brother kind of thing. So unfortunately, yeah. Also a tough season, although they're still top 4 in the table, but probably not the season they were expecting. I guess both of our teams in this family have had rougher seasons than we had hoped. So Stewart at the floor giving it to Roach and Wendell. Actually, Wendell has been playing sensational of late. It's team high 24 points on Tuesday, even though lost the game to Notre Dame. Decent defense there, and actually nobody boxes out Manny Bates, who has been on a roll of late. We'll get to those stats when we get a TV timeout here. Wendell playing some point. 5-4 here in the early going. Decent pace on Hurt. Okay. Shot fake, and he will take one step to the left and swish it for three. Hurts hit both of his 3-point shots to start the game. A great start for Hurt, who actually wasn't only 13 points in the Notre Dame game. Really didn't have a good UNC game at all. Basically, if he had scored anything close to his average, we would have won that UNC game. But nice to see him getting back into the swing of things here. Still the second leading scorer in the ACC, about 17.1 points. And that is a bucket for Helms. Stewart to Moore, giving it back to Roach. Finds Stewart cutting inside. Actually could have probably looked like he got hit from behind. Stewart, beautiful finish. Great assist from Jeremy Roach. 10-6. Here, Duke out to an encouraging start. At least the starting unit for the Blue Devils has looked sharp here. Better than we can say for the last 3 games. Which, I don't know, people have been on this, very down on this team and everything. I actually think all the games have been really close. The problem is that, we just haven't made winning plays. And so the record looks really scuffed at 7-8. But, we have some stats we'll share here in a bit, but the majority of games have come down to single possessions. And if it had just broken our way, we'd probably be having a different conversation. We wouldn't be having this Duke's not going to make the tournament kind of thing, because we might as well easily have a record of 12-3, but or 10-5. But it just hasn't happened that way, unfortunately. A good interior passing here. Bates is going to get another easy 2. And that was Braxton Beverly there with the assist. Beverly, who basically all Duke fans are asking, when is this guy finally going to graduate? Turns out he's a senior, but with our luck, he'll probably be back for a 5th year. Hurt with the tip out there. Great to save the possession on the offensive rebound, and that should have been a foul. Stewart gets stripped going in, but definitely looked like a foul to me. 10-8 here at the under 16 timeout. As Hurt so far leading the way with 6. And here on your Saturday afternoon. All right, both teams, as we say, if you're watching along on the Discord, you can kind of see that both teams, NC State 8-8, Duke 7-8 this year. I mean, 8-8 is pretty you kind of expect that from NC State. Not so much on our side, unfortunately. But yeah, for NC State, pretty much run of the mill for them. Duke now below 500 for the first time, and actually, I don't even know how long it's been since that. Not since I've ever, I think, started following Duke has that happened. But it happens. So State coming off the loss 68-77 to Syracuse on Tuesday. Duke coming off the loss against Notre Dame on Tuesday as well. What was that, 87-91, if I recall that correctly. Should have something like that. But basically, what I was trying to say earlier is the record looks a little rough. But the 6 losses that we have in the ACC, by a total of 28 points. So if you just sort of average it out, it's the games are within essentially 5 points per loss, which basically means that the games are within a possession or 2 on any particular game. So, and if you've been watching them, if you've been following along here on the channel with us, you know that we're basically in it until the very end, until the final minute or 2. In the last 4 minutes, we're always in the game. And then we just make some boneheaded play that just doesn't turn out. And I can't for the life of me figure out Like what needs to happen? Like one of these guys just needs to step up and figure out be the man down the stretch. Like Trey Jones was that for us last year, and of course then before you had Zion and Reddish and that crew. But like I feel like it should have been Wendell, and then there's like two instances here where Wendell's like has a possession late in the game, and then he's under the basket, like in the UNC game, he's under the basket and doesn't shoot it. And then there was happened in the which other one did we lose? Like Louisville, anyway. But yeah, so we can getting killed late in the game, and it's really people are saying, well, this team can't score. Well, no, this team can't play defense. There's a difference. I mean, the last two games we've been playing games in the 90s, and even the loss to Clemson, 77-70, no, to Miami, 77-75. And here you see, if you're watching along in the Discord, they're like basically talking about how like terrible our pick and roll defense is, because you got Jordan Goldwire saying like, what the hell, like. So yeah, so literally ESPN puts the defense stats the second I said. By the way, this was not planned. This was not planned. I basically said that yeah. And Henry Coleman here on the floor, as Goldwire is also on the floor, picks that one out of the pile. And Jalen Johnson, who has to have a better game than he had on Tuesday, misses that one because he only scored 8 against Notre Dame. Dunk it! See? And the Coach K reaction here on the bench is telling Jalen Johnson to just dunk it. That is a beautiful shot. We got to go replay that one. Because Johnson's trying, this guy is supposed to be a first-round pick in the NBA. And he's putting up a layup. Like, what? And now he goes in and misses the free throw. Oh, my goodness. Conservative Christian, one of the worst teams I've seen. This team just, it can't play defense. It can't figure out how to win close games late. Jalen Johnson there with the second of the two free throws, 11-8. It's so young that like, there's definitely potential. Breakfield in the game now too. There's definitely potential. They just haven't put this thing together. So Jalen Johnson goes flying like a bird, and that should be a charge. Except for Coleman puts himself on the floor, not called. NC State misses the shot anyway. So second lineup here for Duke is Goldwire, Johnson, Breakfield, Stewart, and Coleman. And you'd think, okay, your options here for scoring, Stewart, Johnson, maybe Breakfield. I don't know. This lineup here is a little scoring starved, and that's a turnover by Coleman, and NC State's going to turn that one into straight points as Helms slams that one for 2. Coleman out, unfortunate Christian said, expecting another loss. I mean, yeah, maybe. Like, the history is not on our side. We have not played well at NC State. And, well, we just haven't been playing well at all. And Manny Bates stuffs DJ Stewart there with an emphatic block, which is, and there's the turnover. So, one of the stories here also to watch out for is the turnover. So, NC State, okay, here's the stat. When NC State forces an opponent into 15 or more turnovers, okay, they're 8-1. They've only won 8 games, by the way. And that might be another turnover, and that absolutely is that's going to be a foul called against Helms. All right, tripping Johnson. Honestly, that probably could have gone either way. Anytime that NC State has fewer than 15 turnovers, of course, that's like it doesn't go in their favor. The problem for Duke is that we've been very, very loose with the ball this season, and that is absolutely a shooting foul on Darren Seaborn. Wendell's going to go to the line for 2. Like, our turnover stats are atrocious. It's just been bad. Where's my turnover stats? Here. No, they don't give me turnovers because why would you promote your own turnovers? You just give me assists. Okay, we're gonna have to do it this way. Okay, yeah, well, that's great. Lots of what? 136 turnovers in conference games? What if we played 9 of them? Like, the hell's that average out to? Oh, God. All right. In conference games, hold on. Math is hard, chat. Math is hard. We've played 11. And we've turned the ball over 136 times. That's 12. That's 12 turnovers a game. There we go. Basically. Math's hard. I had to use a calculator. Ball's going to stay with Duke here. I thought Wendell was supposed to be shooting free throws. I don't know what the rest are looking at. Yeah, but the other half to the stat about the turnovers is that NC State is 7-0 when they've been scoring 19 points off those turnovers. So they're not only getting turnovers, they're converting turnovers into points. And so that is a stat that we will keep an eye on throughout the game. NC State itself, however, we just did the math and we're like at 12 average as Wendell Moore misses the second free throw. NC State committed 20 turnovers when they went to Syracuse on Tuesday earlier this week. So apparently both teams are loose with the ball, which we've seen some of that in the early going here. So there might be some fireworks in transition early on as both teams kind of get settled in, or throughout the game. Anyway, starting lineup for Duke back in. Actually, like the way that Mark Williams has been playing, as he almost gets a turnover on that one. That is swatted out of bounds and actually will result in a turnover as NC State was the last to touch it. And Duke will inbound from the sideline. Actually, this is not the full starting lineup for Duke, as Goldwire is still in. 12-10 here in the early going. Actually, 13-16 left in the first. This is our nervous Duke Spear, by the way. Anytime games get close. Yeah, there's a stat. Duke started 4 for 4 from the field and has since not been able to hit a shot. That was almost a turnover, but it winds up in the hands of Hurt as Goldwire is going to put in a nice little floater, and Goldwire has 2. Gets himself on the board in this game. Nice little runner in the lane there. Good presence. Good not to foul. As Braxton Beverly brings the ball up the court and gives this one over to Allen, who tries to get down low into Bates, and it's Bates and Williams gets the better of it with a block, and NC State last to touch it as Funderburg tried to save it, but it ends up going out of bounds. DJ Funderburg did have himself quite the games last season. I mean, if we think that this season we make average players look really good, last season Funderburg in the 2 games against Duke, 16 points, 8 rebounds. And by the way, he has the highest field goal percentage in NC State history. Sorry, second highest field goal percentage in NC State history. Basically because he takes all his shots right below the rim. And if you saw the shot chart from Zion Williamson from yesterday with this game, which is career high 37 points, it looks exactly like that. As Mark Williams gets blocked from behind, but the ball will still go in. Somehow, miraculously, I don't exactly know how. But Williams with 4 points, it counts the same. 4 points and 3 blocks for Mark Williams, who has been playing very, very good of late. 8 points in the game against Notre Dame. And there's another NC State turnover that winds up in the lap of Wendell Moore, who's trying to take this coast to coast, who missed Williams down low. But Matthew Hurt drills it from the outside, and Hurt's got 9 points as he is 3 of 3 on perfect 3-point shooting to start the game. And it is an early timeout by Kevin Keats of NC State. I'm actually impressed, I have to say. Duke has come out looking quite good today. Quite good. Quite good. They're fired up. This actually looks like a road game that isn't trending into a disaster at the moment. Yet. We'll put a timestamp on when I said that, and then we'll check again at the end of the game to see if I'm crying about it. But so far, so good, as Matthew Hurt leads all scorers with 9 after connecting on 3 straight 3-point shots. Mark Williams has 4, number 2 there for Duke, Goldwire and Stewart with 2, and Jalen Johnson and Wendell with a point each after converting at the free throw line. The free throw line has been a crazy story for the Blue Devils this season, who have just like not been not been making do at the charity stripe. I mean, it's crazy to think that a Duke team can't get to the free throw line or can't finish at the free throw line rather, the way that this Duke team has been unable to do so. Our margin at the free throw line has been horrific the last several games. Against Notre Dame, we were the difference. Notre Dame took 11, made 11 more free throws. UNC made +9. Louisville, again, +11. And Pittsburgh, again, +13. That has also probably never happened. There's a lot of firsts in the wrong direction for Duke this season. But it's okay. We're still going to win this game today. And at least we'll get ourselves back to 500. We were talking about the emergence here of Wendell, who basically after an abysmal start of 0 of basically 22, I think it was at one time. It was that bad. He's actually been averaging 17 points a game over the last 4. So he's been him and Hurt have been sort of the leading scorers for the club here. Also, by the way, also the leading rebounder at 6 rebounds per game. And he's been shooting pretty well, 26 of 47, rounds out to just about 55% with 11 assists. So he's been making good decisions with the ball, and he's been scoring at a decent clip. The only problem is that he can't seem to score or make the right decision at the end of the game. So that remains to be seen. This quick timeout here for NC State has turned into, I want to say, what's the stat? Actually, so Keats took this timeout under 12 minutes to go, so it just converted itself into the full media timeout. That's why we're taking a little longer than usual. I don't know why ESPN is showing us all our different championships. That's like, here's what you used to have, Duke, and here's what you have this season. Congratulations. I'm like, thanks. Like, what? Oh, it's Coach K's birthday. Well, there you go. That's why they're doing it. 74. And let me tell you, he looks like fantastic for 74, by the way. Fantastic for 74. Yep. I hope I'm like that spry at 74. Although I think he has a new hip, so perhaps more machine than man at some points. Jeremy Roach down with a rebound after the NC State miss. Can't convert after their own timeout here. And Goldwire gets clearly into the paint. Nobody there to stop him, but hands it back outside to Moore, who gives it to Roach. An 8-0 run for the Blue Devils here in the last 2.5 minutes. Good post position by Wendell and getting fouled by Shaquille Moore. I don't recall who the Duke foul is. There's one Duke foul, and I'm not exactly sure who it's on. We'll have to double check that one. Welcome into all the folks joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. If you're like me on the Pacific Northwest, or perhaps in the Seattle area, you are completely snowed in. I suppose if you're in the Texas area, you are also snowed in. And maybe if you're in DC, you are snowed in as well. So what better to do than watch Duke play against NC State, right? So, and Matthew Hurt, a long 2, but goes all the same. Hurt is perfect, 4 of 4 from the floor so far today, with 3 3-point shots. If you need the game, or for some reason can't, watch it on the TV or something, jump into the Discord. It's streaming there for you. Link is in the description. And NC State is going to throw this one away. What? They're going to call a foul? What? They're going to call a foul on Hurt for holding? Give me a break. Holding on Funderburg? That is such a cheap call. Wow. All right. Well, actually, now we know who the first foul was on. It was also on Hurt. So now Hurt is going to go to the bench, presumably for the remainder of the first half. And foul trouble has been a problem for Hurt, who's now fouled out of 2 games and he had 4 fouls the other day against Notre Dame. And had 4 fouls in several of them. As they're going to call Roach for a foul? Yeah, they're going to call Roach for a foul. What the? I mean, I sort of said it before the ref even called it, but still, I'm not like, doesn't mean I approve of the call. I mean, they both had every right to that ball. They were just fighting for essentially for a jump ball. It's just because NC State is inbounding, it doesn't mean it's NC State's. Great hands there by Goldwire, forces a turnover, goes right into the lap of Johnson. Johnson's going coast to coast, who almost gets stripped there by Funderburg. And now Williams does get stripped as NC State's going in the opposite direction. And now NC State itself gets stripped, but it goes off the foot of Jalen Johnson. And the ball is moving faster than any of the players at this point. So, got a bit of a mind of its own. Yo, check that out. Coach K at 74 has an Apple Watch. My dad doesn't even know how to use an iPhone, and he's like 5 to 8 years younger than K. Like, astounding. Williams there with the deflection. Of course, when you put a 7'5" wingspan guard in the inbound play, that's deflected as Wendell Moore's going to shoot for three, and that's going to miss. Williams is going to try to put it back up, but gets fouled on the shot, on the putback, rather, and will go to the line. .10:08 to go as Beverly picks up his first foul for State. And Williams at the free throw line will connect. He's got 5 today. Williams going to shoot his second of 2 free throws and get that one as well. Nice. A big man that can shoot free throws. We haven't seen much of Williams at the free throw line, but his minutes have gone up in these last month. Season average there you see of 3 points per game. That's not quite accurate because he didn't play very many games in the first part of the season and get as many minutes as he is playing now. Brakefield into the game to replace him. It's a 12-0 run here in the last 4 minutes for the Blue Devils as NC State still can't even buy a bucket. Bates on the pick and roll, and NC State's just going to turn this over. We said both teams were turnover prone. Wendell Moore going to go coast to coast in with the reverse with the left. And Wendell has 3 as the Blue Devils have extended this lead to 15. NC State now with 8 turnovers so far on the game. Picking up where they left off at Syracuse, but Beverly blows by the Duke defender and gets 2. Finally putting an end to what was a 14-0 Duke run. Wendell going to get it to Brakefield. Brakefield going to take this 3 with the left, and Brakefield. Nice shot. Jamin Brakefield has been quiet these last several games, finally getting back into the ledger. So far, everybody from Duke contributing here tonight. Ooh, that was an interesting bounce pass. Tried to get it at Funderburg, but intercepted by the Blue Devils. Pass from Moore to Goldwire. Goldwire going to find Johnson on the right wing. Goldwire's just got to clear out, give him space. State has been charged a foul here. And now 9 turnovers for NC State in just about 11 minutes of play. God, Funderburg just hits the floor, basically. Whoop! There's the replay of Wendell, and we missed that, but Duke did not connect. The ESPN camera was nowhere close. NC State can't connect either, and that goes over the backboard and will go to Duke. I guess that counts as a turnover. It's technically out of bounds. 10 turnovers for NC State, averaging almost 1 a minute at this pace. Remember, they committed 20 against Syracuse for the game on Tuesday. Yeah, an extended 17-2 run here in the last 5 minutes of play, almost 5.5. Wendell did not turn it over, actually. NC State calling for a walk. They might have had a case there. Roach looking for Williams. Is going to find Brakefield on the right. Brakefield with a cheeky behind the back pass to Williams. And Williams gets blocked by Bates. Gets his own rebound. Gets blocked again. Oh, geez. NC State comes up with this one, though. Now in transition, Beverly going to step into a 3. No. And rebound to State. That was Helms, and Helms is going to be on one knee trying to get this out to Beverly, and then goes to Bates, and now they're finally going to call a foul because things are going way too fast. Crazy sequence there results in a Duke foul. We're going to go to commercial here for the under 8 timeout. Blue Devils leading 28-12 here in the first. Let's get some live stats, shall we? Some live stats. Let's look at these. Let's look at the turnovers here and what's being charged across. Turnovers currently. Well, this says only 8 turnovers for NC State. I thought it was like 9 or 10, but that's all right. So 8 turnovers for NC State, and so far Duke getting 10 points off of those turnovers. Remember, we said the key for State was that State is 8-1 when they're forcing 17 or more turnovers. 15 or more turnovers from their opponent. So we want, that's the magic number here for Duke to stay under. We're currently at 4, and we're getting the better of the turnover battle so far tonight. The other piece to look out for, it was not only the turnovers but also the shooting. So NC State is basically, in the 8 wins that they've had, they've been shooting 50%, 51%. In the 8 losses, they've been shooting 42. All right, NC State currently shooting percentage at around 45. So as we can keep them out of that 50%, like I say, the defense be a little better here. Duke actually shooting, this is pretty incredible. Shooting an incredible 69.2. Nice. On 9 of 13 made buckets here. And Hurt's got a lot to do with that because he is a perfect 4 for 4 from the field. There was that stretch when we missed like 3 in a row, and that kind of screwed up the average a little bit. Hurt, perfect 4-4, 3 of 3 from range. Stewart 1 of 3, Williams 1 of 1. Moore 2 of 4 so far tonight, and Goldwire 1 of 1. Should be back to the action here in just under 60 seconds. Decent pace tonight. Kind of limited, only four fouls, 3 fouls for State, 3 fouls for Duke. Not too bad. As we come back here. Oh, nope. One more commercial. There we go. And so far at the free throw line, Duke 4 of 6. NC State has yet to take a free throw. All the stats favoring our Blue Devils here so far tonight. Or this afternoon, rather. And back at it in PNC Arena. NC State kind of playing a short bench. One of the starters here. Funderburg gets fouled. Yeah. Funderburg gets fouled by Williams. He beat him on that. That was a good move. Up and under move. Nice post move there by Funderburg to get himself open, clear to the basket. Williams gets caught on the other side of the hip, and Funderburg to the free throw line. And Funderburg gets the first. And misses the second. A rebound to Wendell Moore, who continues. We talked about how over the last 4 games, he's the team's leading rebounder with 6.5. I'd rather prefer my leading rebounder to have somewhere in double-digit rebounds, but, we'll take what we can get for now. More in the paint, trying to break down this NC State zone, and DJ Stewart shooting it to pieces as he connects from 3. 5 points for Stewart. Duke is 5 of 7 from 3. I mean, what? That's insane. This looks like a 2010 team right now. Roach down with a rebound. Brakefield thought about the three, getting it to Williams. Going to post up on Bates. Williams trying to go down low. Let's see the post moves. Big man can't quite connect. Just a little too strong. Goes off the backboard, then the front iron, and rebounded by NC State. As now Bates on this side going to go against Williams. Good defense. Duke brings the double team. Double team between. That's three in the key. Or it's a 5-second call in the paint, which turns into a turnover. So Duke with the double team there gets Bates to turn it over. Wow, fantastic defense by the Blue Devils. A combination of Williams and Brakefield. So Duke to inbound. It's Goldwire, Roach, Stewart, Brakefield, and Williams so far on the court, and we have a bit of a palindromic score at the moment, 31-13. Can Duke really go ahead by 20? Roach driving in, yes. Jeremy Roach now on the scoreboard. The Blue Devils they're clicking on all cylinders, basically. Everyone, except for Henry Coleman, who has entered the game, has scored. We have 8 Blue Devils so far, and NC State can't get. The bucket's got a lid on it at the moment. Funderburg's mid-range jump shot is way off. And the Blue Devils have a 20-point lead in Raleigh. Stewart into the paint. Takes a step back. That one doesn't connect. It's just short. Almost had it there too. Duke's defense has been hellacious today. Been all over the place. Helms tries to go for three. Doesn't connect there either. And Funderburg almost fumbles as Beverly gives it back to Helms, and who gets Williams caught in the air, and there's no help defense at all. And so he goes and just dunks it. The help rotated late, but that's a bit of a mismatch there. I mean, Mark Williams just gets beat off the dribble, and Helms has just a clean lane to the basket. Saw that one coming from a mile away. And Goldwire missed Williams, who would have been open as Jeremy Roach takes a tough three from the left wing. And that one doesn't go. Williams almost pokes it away from behind. NC State now in transition. Beverly thought about the three. Beverly trying to go baseline. Beverly getting it back out to Helms, who gets it back outside, and that's Moore. Moore down into Funderburg. No, Funderburg gets his own rebound and puts it back. Yes. 5 points for Funderburg. And Coach K calls time. Probably doesn't like the not liking the defense here in these last two possessions. Couldn't quite read his lips there. But welcome in, everybody. We are at a quick Duke timeout here. 4:25 to go in the first, so it's not immediate timeout, but probably a minute-long timeout here. Kind of use it or lose it timeout here in the first, as both teams now have 3 remaining. Duke looking good today. Duke looking good. All Blue Devils on the scoreboard, except for Coleman. Matthew Hurt, the team's leading scorer with 11 points, has been benched for the majority of the first since about, the 12, 11-minute mark with 2 fouls. But since then, Duke has just been on an absolute tear and has done it all even without him, and has now opened effectively a 16-point lead. So far so good. We got to see if we can keep this up for a full 40 minutes here. Because it's nice to do it for 20, but if you're going to end up doing it for the full 40, I don't know, we might get nervous towards the end of the second half if NC State makes a run at us. A quick 4 points for NC State in these last 2 possessions as the Duke defense has looked pretty bad on the last 2. and that's what prompted the Coach K timeout. Only 4 players for NC State have ended up scoring so far today. Funderburg with 5, Helms with 6, Beverly with 2, and Bates with 4. NC State, not a team that's going to put up a ton of points, but I expect this will be just about the last commercial here, and then we should be back at it. Again, if you need the actual game itself, jump into the Discord. The link is in the description. And join us on Discord, and then come back and join us in chat. Give us your thoughts on how you think the game's going, or just in general about the season, which has been not the best, but can only go up from here. Actually, that's not true. It can get worse. ESPN doing this little halftime promo, and we should be able to get right back at it here in about 30 seconds. Actually, about 2. I lied. Duke in transition as DJ Stewart brings the ball up the court, and it's Goldwire, Stewart, Johnson, Coleman, and Roach. Again, Coach K really playing with these lineups. Still hasn't revolving door. Still hasn't quite figured out exactly how they want to play it. And DJ Stewart just beats his man off the dribble. He's got 7 so far today. Nice play. The give there from Johnson. Stewart just takes his defender to the rack and finishes. Good play coming out of the timeout for Duke as Beverly trying to get around Goldwire here, and Beverly going to put it up off the backboard. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Yeah, the story really 5 of 8 3-pointers for Duke. Hurts got 3 of those 5. 10 NC State turnovers really doing them in. And make it 11, actually, as DJ Stewart fought for the ball there from Beverly. And Beverly is the last to touch as that goes out at around midcourt. NC State tried to inbound this thing to get it all the way in the backcourt, but Stewart just being disruptive here. Love it. Goldwire going to have this to Johnson. Now Goldwire going to put out the floater. That shot should fall, but doesn't. However, Goldwire going to earn himself a trip to the free throw line as Helms gets called for his second. Actually, it looks like both teams have 6. I'll have to update that stat at the break. And actually, it looks like they did consider that Duke timeout as the 4-minute media timeout. So we will go the remaining distance without another timeout, which is always fun. Goldwire hits the first. And has 3 so far, trying to go for point number 4. This North Carolina-Virginia game should be an interesting one, too. Actually, probably have that one playing in the background later tonight. 3:30 to go here in the first. Duke by 20 points. Never thought I'd be saying that today. I really didn't. As Beverly just loses the handle, and that goes over the backboard. And that's going to be a 12th NC State turnover. Actually, ESPN's little predictor thing, when you go and look at the game matchup, had NC State favored in this, even though Vegas had us winning by 3, and that was the spread. But ESPN thought we were going to lose. So Duke fans, don't let them forget it. Duke trying to inbound here. Johnson does get it to Goldwire, and now Goldwire puts the brakes on. Honestly, if you're ahead by 20, you might as well just put the brakes on for the remainder of the game. I mean, still play, but here, now we're finally under 10 seconds, and now you're going to run the offense, and this is good. And Johnson with a beautiful move, but can't finish. And actually, this is going to stay with Duke. It looks like NC State was the last to touch on the attempted rebound. So we're going to put 20 seconds back on the shot clock. Is Hurt actually about to check in? Maybe? Really? With 2 fouls? And you're up by 20? Why? Just save it. Johnson trying to clear some space, and Johnson gets fouled by Helms. It's possibly 3 fouls on Helms right now. Helms, who's seen his minutes go up in place of the injured Davis. Sorry, Daniels. Devin Daniels, who injured his, or actually tore his ACL in a game against Wake Forest about 3 weeks ago now. So Helms starting in Devin Daniels' place. Devin Daniels was NC State's leading scorer and guard. So Helms starting in his place. It's been averaging around 17 points in the games that he started since, shooting about 50% and 6 rebounds per game as Johnson connects on the second free throw. Of course, today, not quite shooting at that clip. He's only got 6 so far this afternoon. And NC State going to turn it over again. Aggressive defense there by Johnson forces another NC State turnover. That's number 13. Whew. Goldwire to Moore. Yeah, Hurd is not going to come back in this first half. Moore, Williams was calling for it. Moore missed him. I think he would have been okay there as Goldwire turns this thing over off the errant pass back from Moore. And then Goldwire adds insult to injury to get himself called for a foul against Beverly. Needless. Why did you have to do that? Why? You're up 22. Just play, man. I mean, yeah, the Duke defense has been better today. NC State complicit in their own demise so far in this game. But as we were saying earlier, not necessarily that Duke has been bad offensively. They've just been bad defensively. If you look at the last 3 games that we've lost, you lost 77-75 to Miami. Then you lost to North Carolina, who put up 91 points. And then you lost again to Notre Dame, who put up over 90 points. How are you going to win games when your opponents are shooting, or you're letting Duke opponents shoot score in the 90s? What? Even the game against Miami, you say Duke puts up 75 points down in Miami. You'd be like, oh yeah, you should probably win that game because Miami scored 60. No, it didn't happen, right? It's been defensively has been the problem because you can put up 85, 90 points all you want. You give them right back to the other team. In past years, Duke has been putting up 80s and 90s. You just put up points. But teams have only been scoring 60, 70. Was it last year that we had a run of consecutive games where the opponent didn't score over 60? Something crazy like that. Looks like Beverly a little walking gingerly off the court here. Might be going either to his chair or all the way back to the locker room early here. Yeah, Beverly. It looks like Beverly will go back to the locker room early here. That's not good news for NC State at all. He's already shorthanded after Devin Daniels has been injured, and that Mark Williams with another block here. 4 blocks. That block on Sebron, sorry. And Johnson trying to go one-on-one off the dribble, but that's blocked by Bates, who is actually the leading blocker in the ACC. And wow, Cam Hayes just falls all over the floor. Almost a turnover for NC State, but actually going to turn into points as Thomas Allen, number 5 for NC State, puts himself on the board with 2. Under a minute to go, Duke by 20. More to Stewart. Stewart burning some time off the clock here, just dribbling outside the perimeter. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Moore calling for the high screen there by Williams. Nice screen. Going to give it to Johnson, who's got 3. Johnson trying to get it back to Williams, and Johnson stepped out. Hit about a second to go anyway when the whistle was blown, so I don't know if... Even if Williams did get this, I don't think he would have been able to get it to go before the shot clock violation. Only 3 seconds to go here in this first half as NC State finds itself at the free throw line yet again. And connecting there is Hayes. He's got 1. Jalen Gibson into the game now as Funderburg goes to the bench. Final 3.4 seconds. I'm actually interested to see what Duke does here, because this is like an end of game situation that we have just completely flubbed. And Stewart tried to get it to Wendell on basically a 3/4 court pass as Wendell tried to put it up against the backboard. And the shot doesn't go. It was an okay play. I'm not too thrilled about it. Would have liked something a bit more organized there. But yeah, our late game playmaking and decision making has been pretty terrible too. So, all right, so that's it. We've hit the half. 39-21, Duke by 18 here in Raleigh, and halftime highlights here: Florida State and Wake Forest. This game actually got close here at the end. I was actually rooting for Wake Forest to take this one. Florida State basically at the top of the ACC along with UVA. But unfortunately, this does not work out too good for Wake. Also, the fact that this game is like not in HD is like really weird. But like, whatever, Fox Sports Live going with a nice 720p instead of the 1080 broadcast. Going cheap on the Florida State Wake Forest game. This actually Oklahoma West Virginia was pretty interesting too earlier today. 2 top 15 teams out of the Big 12. Wow, West Virginia just couldn't hit shots down the stretch. Wow, in the second overtime here. Ooh, West Virginia had a good look at it. Oh, rejected by the rim. No way. Oh, they even got another attempt. I actually hadn't seen the end of this. I just saw the final score. Wow. Raw deal there. That feels bad. Congratulations to Oklahoma, though. All right. Welcoming in all the folks here at the halftime as we are leading the NC State Wolfpack by 18. Yes, Duke is actually winning a game. If you need to watch the actual game, jump into Discord. Links in the description below the video, and then you can watch along with us there. Let's check on the stats here as we have a quick moment. Stats from the first half, because it was a pretty good first half for Duke. Remember, one of the stats we've been keying in on is this turnovers and shooting percentage, especially in the turnovers. When NC State forces 15 or more turnovers of their opponents, they win the games. That has not been the case so far tonight. NC State no, this stat is wrong. It is not. They have 13, not 8. I don't know why this is giving me the incorrect statistics. Because it's like borked. Okay, it's busted. We're gonna go to ESPN to find them. Patience, chat. One moment. Well, this is annoying. I can't easily click on the Duke game because we're not ranked, and so we don't show up at the top bar on the ESPN top bar. So that's fantastic. Oh, there it is. Team stats. Okay. Wow, these stats are terrible. It doesn't give me what? Why? I literally have to click around 5 different like screens. This is not cool. Anyway, NC State with 13 turnovers so far. Duke only 6 at the moment. So NC State basically beating itself so far. The field goal percentage, NC State shooting 41%. And basically, in their wins, they shoot 50% or better. In their losses, they shoot 40%, 42% or worse. They're right now shooting worse than that. Duke, on the flip side, shooting 52% and a blistering 5 of 8 from three-point range at a 62.5% there. Also, a good sign for Duke is the free throw line, by the way, 8 of 11 from the free throw line to only 3 of 5 for NC State, because here is the mind-blowing stat of the day. Chad, I hope you're ready for this because it is absolutely insane. And your mind-blowing stat of the day is, despite the fact that we have been basically the 5 of the 6 losses that we've lost here in the ACC, we've either had the lead or been trailing by a single possession in the final minute and 6 seconds of the game. Okay. And in the losses, in 4 out of the 6 losses, we've actually scored more points from the field than our opponents. Think about that for a second. In the 4 out of the 6 games that Duke has lost in conference, we have outscored opponents from 2 and from 3, which basically means that we've been killed at the free throw line. Like, that is nuts to me. Like, I can't, it's so hard to fathom that, like, you've won in those phases of the game and then you end up losing. Like, and we talked about the margins before, right? Pitt plus 13, Louisville plus 11, UNC plus 9, Notre Dame plus 11. I mean, you're outscoring teams from the field and then you're losing at the free throw line. It's absolutely incredible. It's just crazy. Just crazy. But then you think about the close games that we lost. 2 points to Miami, chance to win. 4 points to NC State, chance to win. 4 points to Notre Dame, also chance to win. Patience, folks. This team will be very good next year. That, with like a full year, get rid of the COVID stuff, like not happening, like there. Yes, you get some people to move on, but you're bringing in some pretty high profile recruits there too. This team will be very good next year because there's a lot of potential. They just haven't put the pieces together. They just needed time to put the pieces together. Unfortunately, this year there just hasn't been time. So that piece has been unfortunate. And the defense will be better. The defense will be better because the defense comes with better defense with older players. The only team that has had like really, really good defense with really young players is the 2015 team, and they won a title. Like, that's the exception. That's been the exception, right? So take a look at a few player stats here. We talked about Wendell Moore earlier today about how he's been playing very, very well recently. In the last 4 games, averaging 17 points so far. He's only got 5 tonight. So far. Hurt has 11. He's leading the Blue Devils so far, but he really only basically played like half of the first half because of the 2 fouls that he picked up early. Foul trouble's been an issue for Hurt this season. Roach also with 2 fouls. I feel like Roach and Hurt have both had like serious foul issues. Let's make sure that we're up on the stats correctly here. Wendell Moore's got a foul that we need to charge there. 2. Williams with 1. Stewart's got none. Roach has 2. Actually, Goldwire also has 2 personal fouls. So that was 8 team fouls there in the first half for the Blue Devils, and should also be 8 team fouls for NC State, as I missed one on Bates. Oh, sorry. Okay. Helms has 2. Funderburg has 2. And Moore has 2. Seaborn is 1. Okay, Beverly doesn't have any. That's right. 0. Okay, cool. We'll 0 those out and make that. And we are going into the second here. Yeah, unfortunately, my live stats feed from Raleigh has sort of broken. It got stuck at the 9:37 mark when Duke was up 25-10. So maybe it'll come back here in the second. Duke with 5 assists, NC State with 3. Duke 6 steals, so 13. Almost half of the NC State turnovers have been as a direct result of Duke's steals. Active defense, active hands. Just in general, a lot of energy from the Duke team this afternoon. That perhaps, especially off the get, like right off the start, we've seen a lot of slow starts, a lot of sloppy play, especially on the road. I mean, yes, technically it's 20 minutes down the road, but it's still a road game. But Duke looked pretty good today. Let's hope that we can keep this up. My guess is that we're going to come out of halftime here 54, probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. Remember, if you need to watch the actual game itself, Discord link in the description below the video. Jump on into the Discord. And we will get going there. Now that scoreline looks like a Christmas tree there. Oregon and Arizona, the green and the red. This has got to be the biggest lead. Well, it's certainly the biggest lead in our ACC play. Might not necessarily be the biggest lead, because we had that, like, of all our games, but certainly in ACC play, it's been a big lead here. Yeah, my guess is about 3 minutes and we will be ready to go. I wonder if I access it through a different. Oh, that's really funny. The stats, like the live stats providers, are the exact same. Like in the websites, like the Duke website is goduke.com. The NC State one is gopack.com. Okay. Both Tobacco Road schools using the exact same stuff. And just not working out right now for NC State. Somebody forgot to pay the monthly subscription. Yeah, it's not a browser thing. Way to go, NC State. Your stats are broken. Also, another one to keep an eye on for the points total, DJ Stewart. He's got 7 so far in the first half. He's actually the ACC's leading freshman scorer, averaging 13 points per game, and has hit a 3 in 12 consecutive games. I'm pretty sure he's got a 3 today. Stewart, yes, he's one of 2. So make that 13 consecutive games where he's hit a 3. And we are coming back to Raleigh right on time. Getting ready to get underway here in the second. Duke by 18 at PNC Arena, a place that has not been kind to the Blue Devils of late. NC State having won 4 of the last 5 games against Duke in PNC Arena, and not looking that way today so far, thankfully for us. Looks like you know what? I'm just not going to say anything because the second I do, it's like going to turn around. Duke looked really good in that first half. Let's see if we can continue it here in the second. Let's go with that. The first 4 minutes of the second are going to be very important to set the tone. The tone was set early here, right out of the gate, with Duke coming out and just lighting it up from 3, also being very active defensively. You can see there that NC State hasn't hit a 3, has only taken 2. They've turned the ball over 13 times. Duke with 16 points off those turnovers, and 21 points is a season low for NC State in any half this season. So finally, the Duke defense, although it really hasn't been like half court defense, right? If NC State can sort of set up and get it to go, it's been more like this transition defense and denying of the passing lanes has been so beneficial to Duke. It's really just trying to cause chaos and be disruptive. The half-court defense is still a little sus, but we'll keep an eye on things here as Duke will start with the ball here in the second. Welcoming in all the viewers on this Saturday afternoon, and unfortunately Mark Williams will turn it over right off the bat, and Funderburg almost traveled with it, but actually it's going to be Wendell Moore being called with a foul trailing the play, runs over NC State's guard here. The other thing to watch is if Beverly ends up coming back, because Beverly went to the locker room before the halftime, looked like he might have had a bit of a leg or a bit of a hip injury there. Gonna go Helms right now. And Helms gonna get this outside to Allen. Allen gonna take a step inside into the 3-point line into the paint, but that shot is gonna come up short as Mark Williams rebounds and Duke clears across half court. Wow, Stewart with a dangerous long bounce pass here. Mark Williams is kind of stuck underneath, and he will travel. So Williams, 2 turnovers on both of Duke's opening possessions here for the first minute of the second half. Not looking good for the Blue Devils, although NC State hasn't been able to capitalize yet. Here for those watching the broadcast, there's Devin Daniels, who tore an ACL about 3 weeks ago in a game against Wake Forest, one of the leading scorers for for NC State. They definitely miss him, as that was Funderburg blocking, or no, rather Hurt blocking the Funderburg shot down below. And kick ball as NC State attempted to inbound. And charge. Helms, his third foul is an offensive one, as he is called for the foul. 6 points, 3 fouls for Helms, who's been averaging about 17 points a game since Daniels has become unavailable. NC State now extending full court pressure as Stewart gets this back to Hurt, who gets it over to Roach, and Roach has 3 seconds to get over the timeline, 2 seconds for Stewart, and Stewart does. So to avoid the backcourt violation there, or the 10-second call, rather. Duke having to set up its offense at around the 10-second mark here. Wendell going to drive in and just discard Funderburg. Wendell, beautiful move and finish there with the right hand. A little finger roll action as Duke once again opens a 20-point lead. That's the first bucket for the Blue Devils here in the second. Manny Bates working on Mark Williams, and Bates going to get the better of it as Williams called for the foul. Honestly, I thought Williams was in pretty decent position there. Bates at the free throw line misses the first. And going for the second. I don't know what Coach K said or did after that Notre Dame game, but Duke has come out looking really good this week, today. Moore to Hurt. Isolation here on the left. It's Hurt one-on-one against Funderburg, and Hurt's going to pass this one back up to Moore. 10 seconds of the shot clock. Moore back to Hurt, and Hurt remains perfect from 3. 4 of 4. Will not be denied. Helms down to Funderburg. Oh, that's easy. Funderburg there, now 7 points after the dunk. That one was too easy. Hurt trying to inbound. Careful with the 5-second call here. Roach gets the double team back to Stewart across the court. Stewart gets it across the timeline. 25 seconds remain on the shot clock, so plenty of time here for Duke. And they're going to call a cheap foul, actually. Cam Hayes with a cheap one. Yeah, the stats here from the other night against Notre Dame. 24 points for Wendell, 9 of 16 shooting and 10 rebounds. Actually, first double-double of the season for him. Unfortunately, it was in a loss. All that effort for nothing is... Oh, again, the bounce passes there. So another Duke turnover. A little sloppier here in the second. Wendell almost takes it away from Helms, so gets it over to Bates. Helms now trying to go baseline, and good D, good assist, but Funderburg, nobody puts a body on him because 3 Blue Devils went after 1 Wolfpack guy, and nobody puts a body on Funderburg, who gets it in for 2 easily. That could have almost been called a foul there on Thomas Allen. Stewart, I'm going to give this one to Williams. Oh, that was sensational. Stewart, it's like almost like a power eye. Stewart to Williams, who's at the free throw line, who puts it right over the top to Hurt, who goes beautiful, like a little soft lay in there. He's 6 of 6. He's got 16 points. Manny Bates for NC State gets the 2 back. He's got 6. Roach picks up his dribble and is in a bit of trouble. Does manage to... Oh, Mark Williams goes down hard here. Ooh. Hopefully he just gets the wind knocked out of him. It's nothing too serious, but he does look like he's going to be okay. Look, he was getting up off the floor there. That was a bit scary. And that's actually going to be the under 16 timeout. So, bit of a scary moment there for Mark Williams, who got a sensational pass from Jeremy Roach down low, and he was going to go up for what looked like a dunk and got slightly undercut there by the NC State player. Landed hard, but it looks like he's going to be okay. And so we have a bit of a TV timeout at the moment as we get caught up. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. I know it's been a rough season for the Blue Devils, but we're going to be out here as long as their schedule allows it. Game coming up on Wednesday. We'll be doing that one. I believe it's against Wake. Who is the game on the... Who is the game on Tuesday against anyway? Let's see if NC State fixed their stats. I doubt it. Nope, still stuck. I know it's a Wednesday game. It's on ACC Network. Oh, it is against Wake Forest. Yeah, it's at Wake Forest. I thought so. That's the second half of the home and away. So that's on ACC Network. It's an 8:30 p.m. game, 5:30 my time. So we'll have that one live here. Yeah, we will have that one for you live. And we are out of the timeout here. Oh, geez. Now I hear they're saying 1994-95 was the last time with an overall losing record. Yikes. Not going to be the case today, though. I'm just going to call it right now. We're walking out of Raleigh with a win. All right. And it looks like they called this an intentional foul. Mark Williams is at the line. Nobody else is there with him. He misses the first free throw. Or not intentional, sorry, flagrant foul. And Williams gets the second. And Duke will retain possession here. So Williams has 7 so far this afternoon. You see on the replay here, just gets undercut. Number 4, that's Helms. Duke will retain possession. And DJ Stewart trying to key things off here for the Blue Devils. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Brakefield into the game. Jeremy, you're killing me, buddy. Where are you trying to... Oh, my goodness. Cam Hayes for 2. So he's not... He literally passes it in between 3 NC State Wolfpack players because He's expecting Hurt to cut to the basket, and Hurt cuts out. Like, yikes. Yikes. We're going to get Brakefield to the free throw line here. He's going to hit the first. And Brakefield going to miss the second. Oh, NC State's got 4 fouls. We'll check that at the break. Bit of a hand fight going on down there between Cameron Hayes and Wendell Moore. Moore trying to strip the ball. Hayes looks like to me like Hayes pushed him off, but okay, they're gonna call a foul on Moore, sure. That's his third. I mean, he got ball, man. Duke bringing the double team there. Moore on the sideline, and he's just gonna hit it out of on Hayes, and Hayes is gonna hit it out of bounds off of Brakefield's leg. It's a heads-up play. NC State inbound. Down low, Funderburg can't finish. Blocked from behind by Moore. And now from the outside, it's Thomas Allen for 3. That's front iron, and Roach down with the rebound. And Duke in some transition here. Will Roach push? Yes, he will, but it gets it outside to Moore. And looks like Duke is content to just run clock at the moment. Up by 19 with 13:50 to go. Actually, maybe not, as Moore with the assist, but Brakefield can't finish. Oh, that was just a layup. Gosh. Man, if we weren't up 19. Oh. Turning into Jordan Goldwire with the missed layups there as Funderburg just gives it back to Brakefield. 15th turnover for NC State today. God, Jamin, how do you miss that? Oh. It's like he was too wide open. The putback by Brakefield off the Goldwire lay-in, no good either. Duke with 2 empty trips, except NC State just gives it right back. Just like completely, Cam Hayes just completely lost track of where the ball was, slipped right out of his hand. Brakefield thought about the 3, jab step on Bates. And Hurt thought about moving in for it. Now going to take a mid-range jump shot. That's going to be his first miss. No, they're going to call a foul. Hit on the arm, I think is what they're going to say there. Yeah, what a stat line for Hurt so far. Now going to get 2 more at the free throw line. That should have been a shooting foul. Oh, yes. Hurt should just try to make it to 20 points with like a perfect stat line and then just like sit him. Just like keep the perfect stat line. Preserve it. And Hurt with the second of the 2 free throws is good on that one. He's got 18 on 5 of 5, 6 of 6. He's 4 for 4 from 3. Gives him 12, plus 2 from the floor, which will give him 16, plus 2 from the free throw line, which gives him 18, and he takes the rest of the bench. It's 50-29 with 12:51 to go in Duke's favor. Henry Coleman into the game now. It's Moore, Coleman, Stewart, Williams, Goldwire, and Moore. Shaquille Moore puts it up high off glass. NC State trying to extend its pressure. It tried to do a double team trap earlier. Duke handled it well. Stewart now playing primary point guard with Roach on the bench. And now to Goldwire. Williams left wide open at the free throw line. Going to take a mid-range shot. Yes. Wow. I see you, Williams. I see you, Mark. He's got 7 points. I thought he had 9. We'll check. We'll check that at the stoppage of play here. Helms puts up an air ball, and Bates tries the rebound, and that will go off NC State. So Duke will take a 21-point lead into the under 12 media timeout. And we need to double check our stats. And actually, finally, the NC State stat feed, or the stat feed from Raleigh, is back, which is fantastic. Although they're behind. What? They're like a play behind or something. They're currently showing, yeah, they're a bucket behind. More. Oh, I think it's this way. There. Hurry up. Hurt with... Oh, Hurt has 16? I don't know. We'll have to check this in a second because it's not fully updated. I thought Hurt had 18. Why am I being lied to? What? Yeah, he does have 18. Being lied to by the stats feed. All right, 7-7, yeah. Okay, we're all up to date. The only thing we don't have up to date is because the foul situation. 2 for Williams, 2 for Roach, 2 for Goldwire. Yeah, should be a total of 11 there. And the state, we're accurate there. Bates is 1. Oh, Helms has 4 personals. Interesting. Oh, that's right, because Helms was called for the flagrant, which that one, yeah, I missed that one. Helms was called for the flagrant, so he's got 4. So NC State really shorthanded at the moment. Funderburk has 3. Moore has, that's 2. Okay. So we're up to date. Cam Hayes is 2. I see. Okay, so yeah, NC State in a bit of trouble here because Beverly hasn't come back and played at all really here in the second half, and they would be even more short. They're already shorthanded because of Daniels. They'd be even more shorthanded if they lost Helms to a 5th foul. Now, if you're Duke, you should just go after him. Just like go get him the 5th foul. This is something that we are traditionally not good at, fouling people out of games. NC State extending pressure yet again as we're back with 11:40 to go here in the game. 52-31, a great showing so far for Duke this afternoon. Matthew Hurt trying to go, can't get that shot, and there's no foul, so that is his first miss, and that ruins the perfect stat line. Duke does recover, however. Offensive rebound for the Blue Devils as Stewart is going to go and put up the mid-range jump shot. That's no good. Williams skies in with the 7'5 wingspan. Can't quite get the rebound to go. NC State is out in transition. And Hurt decides not to foul, which is the right call here as Moore puts in an easy layup and gets 2 in transition. And Mark Williams with the emphatic dunk after the assist from DJ Stewart. That's what I wanted to see in the first half. But we finally get it here in the second. Duke firmly in control at the moment as Helms dribbles that off his foot, tries to go for it and being guarded by Moore. And still trying to go 1-on-1 against Moore. Step back jumper is good. 8 points for him. He's been averaging around 17, so he's way off that. But he has been contending with 4 fouls. So the foul trouble there, very real for Helms, although NC State just doesn't have options right now and he has to play. Moore being guarded by Hayes. Moore gets it outside to Goldwire, who thought about the 3, but gets it down into Williams, who's got 4 seconds. Now going to put a post move on Bates, and he's just going to have to turn around and shoot that. I think that's what his teammates told him because he was thinking about getting it back outside, but they're like, no, you just have to go and shoot because the shot clock winding down. And then he blocks Shaquille Moore on the defensive side. That is his season high 5th block so far on the afternoon. As Funderburg back into the game. Honestly, I was expecting a lot more from Funderburg. This guy like lit us up last year. He's only got 9 points. And I feel like, okay! Manny Bates, just as I say that, goes in for point number 7 and 8 with a massive dunk. Whoo! Duke defense just parted for him. As our friend Oz would say, Matador defense by the Blue Devils, just get out of the way, or you'd end up on a poster there. Attempted alley-oop down low, and Mark Williams, nice assist from Goldwire, as Williams was just left alone on the roll to the basket, and he's got 11 points. He's now another Blue Devil in double figure, only him and Hurt in double figures so far this afternoon. Williams, his points have steadily been on the rise, as Helms gets fouled by Goldwire. I don't know, man. They're just playing tough right now. Ooh, the snow up here in Seattle has returned in earnest. It is dumping at the moment. Holy cow. It's probably like at least 4 inches of snow out here so far overnight. And it's supposed to go for another full 24 hours. It's pretty crazy. Of course, it'll all be gone by Monday. DJ Stewart, a fabulous high off glass. Little kiss off the glass, and a finish there. 9 points for Stewart. As now both teams just basically letting each other have their way with it in the paint. And NC State's Kevin Keats calls a timeout after that one. 2 timeouts remaining for NC State as we have a quick break. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. I hope it's been a good one for you so far today. It has certainly been a good one for our Blue Devils, who are out to a 19-point lead and maintaining it here as we have ticked under the 10-minute mark of the second half and have about 8 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. We are in an NC State timeout at the moment, and I don't think this is going to combine into the media timeout, but if it's not, we should... Oh, no, they're going to do a little bit longer here. But so far, a very, very good showing by our Blue Devils, who came out just red hot. Hurt just missed his first shot of the game, actually. Otherwise, he was 6 of 6 with 18 points. Perfect from 2, 3, and the free throw line. But so far, a complete game from the Blue Devils, although the half-court defense at times has looked suspect. The reason it hasn't hurt us is because we've just been out to a 19, 20-point lead the entire time. So NC State hasn't really been making us pay for it. Turnovers, still a little bit not quite where we would want it. 10 turnovers so far for Duke, but 15 for the side of NC State. So Duke definitely winning in that turnover margin. And then I want to say the rebounding. So the rebounding margin, 23 for State, 21 for Duke actually. So Duke actually losing the rebounding battle, oddly enough. Another interesting thing to keep a track of at the moment is that NC State has actually played us even here in the second half. 19 points for Duke, 18 for NC State. Basically, it was all in that first half where Duke built an 18-point lead by the halftime break. And NC State has looked pretty good coming out of halftime, but the lead seemingly insurmountable for the time being. Unfortunately, we've been on the receiving end of that, where we end up, giving away, letting other teams build large leads on us, and going into, going into the locker room down 6, down 8 points, and you basically just play them even in the second half, or maybe even win the second half. We've done that a couple times as well, but not enough to actually win the game. So putting together a full 40 minutes has definitely still been an issue for Duke. Mark Williams has been a bright spot for our Blue Devils here in the paint. As we mentioned, his point and production have continued to go up lately. He had 8 points in the game against Notre Dame. He's got 11 points tonight, and Duke almost with an easy one. Does Brakefield get this? Yes, Brakefield will get an easy bucket right off of the inbounds play there. And Brakefield's got 60 points now for the Blue Devils as NC State hits the deck, and they're going to try to call another timeout, and it was going to be a held ball. Possession arrow will keep it with State for the time being. Stewart guarding Allen beyond the three-point line, and now Bay's going to go for a screen, but Allen going to beat Stewart up the dribble, get it to Funderburg, and Funderburg will finish. Interesting. Allen had the screen was left, but Allen ended up going right, and he blew right by Stewart, who I think was thinking that Allen would go left, but he didn't. Goldwire now dribbling baseline, gets it to Hurt. Hurt's going to put up a three, and another one! Another three for Matthew Hurt. He's got 21. Perfect from beyond the arc. 5 of 5. He came out firing today. Only one miss so far, which is unfortunate. Would have put up a Leighton-esque performance if he had drilled that. Oh, Helms for 3 with the answer. That puts him into double digits. So him and Manny Bates, that's the first actually made 3-point shot for NC State this afternoon at all. Clock now ticking at 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Usually we call this is the nervous energy sphere, but don't actually need it today because we're not nervous about this. DJ Stewart with a little crossover move. Oh my goodness, pretty. Just pretty. DJ Stewart with the crossover on Funderburg. Honestly, the crossover was a little gratuitous because I don't actually think he needed it to get the separation, but it looked good. If you were going for style points and flash, then yes, it looked good. But I don't know if he actually needed it. Almost a turnover by Duke there on the handoff between Goldwire and Roach. As Roach going to get this back to Brakefield. Take it! Take the three-point shot by Brakefield. In and out. DJ Stewart, by the way, now up to 12 points as well. Leading freshman scorer in the ACC, averaging about 13 points a game. So he's just about on his average here in league play. And clock's going to tick under 6. Duke with the 22-point lead going to play some K-ball here and just dribble the air out of this thing. Trying to get out of Raleigh and back to Durham as easily and quickly as possible, but nope, kickball actually going to retain possession with Duke, and we have hit a media timeout. I think this is actually the 8-minute timeout that we would have had. Did he? Yeah, like the crossover is it's a beautiful crossover there by Stewart, but he did kind of have the separation on Funderburg. But anyway, the jab set that was sick. Nice play by DJ. All in all, a good outing here. DJ Stewart with 12, Mark Williams with 11, Matthew Hurt with 21. But the one that's concerning me so far right now, actually, so we're going to win this game. Great game by Duke today. The thing that's concerning me right now is Jalen Johnson, who had, 8 points? I want to make sure I get this right. He had 8 points in the game against Notre Dame on Tuesday. Yeah, only 8. And he only played 15 minutes on the 15 minutes played. But you say, okay, well, was he in foul trouble? Because Johnson has had foul trouble this season, and the answer to that was no. He only had 2 personal fouls. So Johnson's minutes, like, have been unproductive. If you're only being played 50, it's a quarter of the game. Like, and you're supposed to be the first round pick. Like, and then today, again, he's got 3 points on. Let's see if I can find out the actual minutes played here, or it's not going to give it to me. This one should give it to me here. Yeah, on 8 minutes played. And there's only 5:44 left in the game. So in essentially, if he plays the entire remainder of the game, which he won't, he'll have played less. He played 15 minutes in the game on Tuesday against Notre Dame, and he's going to play less than that in the game today. So like, this has me asking, like, what is there something wrong with Jalen Johnson? Like, we know he had the foot injury that he had to deal with back in December, and he was out for a couple games, and then he came back and he looked great. But this is a little concerning to me because your top pick and who should be your best, most productive freshman scorer um, is losing playing time. Like, for perspective, Jamin Brakefield has 11 minutes played today, and that's more than Jalen Johnson. So, like, what is going on? And I don't know. I don't have an answer for this, but it's just it's bizarre right now. It just feels bizarre. So, something to keep an eye on, I guess, as we go through. And we're back at it here as Brakefield goes up strong but can't get that to fall. It was basically halfway down the cylinder, and now there's a struggle for the ball as NC State comes up with it. And a whistle here. Whistle here, NC State to the line. Sorry, just checking one thing. And that will connect. Shaquille Moore will connect here for 5. And his 6 points. Jeremy Roach just hanging on to this one for a moment as we're going to let it tick. And Roach going to try to find Williams down low. Williams will turn it over. He brought it down. He didn't catch it clean, so he had to bring it down. And as soon as you do that, the guards are going to be all over you, and they were. NC State misses there. Shaquille Moore's 3. And the weak side rebound by Matthew Hurt. Oh my God. This stat on the left and chances to reach the NCAA tournament. I mean, we basically have to win the ACC tournament, which would be quite a run. It'd be great, actually. .425 left to go here in Raleigh, and Hurt playing pretty good defense on Funderburg. Actually blocked from behind. I think they're going to give credit to Williams on that block, which would be his 6th of the afternoon. Is that block number 6? And NC State can't handle the inbound pass. And they will inbound yet again, as NC State's 3-point shot, no good. And they're going to call, oh my God. They're calling another foul. Holy hell, just put him at the line already. Jesus. NC State going to inbound again. Come on, guys. Cam Hayes to inbound, and Moore, now this is NC State with 15 seconds. Moore almost turns it over, picks up his dribble and is stuck. Goldwire gets caught in the air, but won't be a foul there. That was close, as we tick under 4 minutes to play. And, okay. Going to call no foul there, as Helms to reset the shot clock after the shot hit the rim. Funderburg trying to go up and under, rejected by the rim itself. And now finally, Duke comes up with the rebound. After, 5 chances, NC State still couldn't come up with it. Hurt going to try for his 6th three-pointer of the afternoon, and Hurt just can't miss. It's automatic. Hurt from the top of the key. He's got 24 points. He's hit 6 3-point shots. I mean, pretty incredible. NC State going to turn this one over. They tried to get it off the legs of Hurt as the player was careening out of bounds. And Duke just taking more time off the clock. Hurt, is he going to try again? 7, maybe? Oh, yeah, well, so he tried to get DJ Funderburg caught in the air and force a foul call, and the refs just didn't fall for it. So he goes in and tries to follow his own shot there. All right, 6 of 7. Unfortunately, the shot does not go. And NC State turned it over anyway, so the ball right back to Duke as we continue to dribble this thing at 2:20. And the bat ball out to Moore, who's got 9 seconds. Moore going to put up a 3. That's short off the front iron. Rebound down to Hayes for NC State, who gives it to Shaquille Moore. And Shaquille Moore with an easy 2-point lay-in in transition. Time now ticking under 2 minutes to go here in the game. Is it possible that we will go the entire final 4 minutes without a whistle? Minute 42, and here we go. Roach for 3. Ends up a little short. Weak side rebound by NC State as Shaquille Moore drives in for the lay-in, and that's another easy. Duke just content to just let him go, which is fine, honestly. And Coach K wants to call a timeout here, actually, and he will, I guess, just to get people in, but he's also going to make this a full timeout. So we will have a commercial break. Be the last one for the game. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. We will be back on Wednesday for the game against Wake Forest. That's going to be at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and then jump into the Discord. You can watch the game there as well with us. I know a lot of folks, sometimes the ACC Network games are hard, but we'll have that one playing on the Discord for you. And so you can join us here on Wednesday evening for the game against Wake Forest. That is the second half of the home and away between Duke and Wake for this season. And yeah, So we're looking forward to that. So thanks everybody for joining us on this afternoon. It's been a decent showing here for our Blue Devils. We started hot early, and the half-court defense still a little suspect, but the transition defense very, very good, as we forced 19 NC State turnovers that have just resulted in, and the game was sort of out of hand. You know, we went into the halftime locker room with an 18-point lead. NC State's basically played us even here. We've let them have a couple easy ones at the bucket, and that's kind of been the story of the game. But for the most part, we've held on to this lead, and that is where we're at. Just waiting to come out of the final timeout here. And a little bit of lag here for a second. Hold on. This should come back. Yeah, okay. And we're back. Oh, yep, there we go. We're back here for the final minute. 69-50. Duke ahead as Cam Hayes' shot is runner is no good. And Duke gonna dribble this one out here. Well, it looks like we are going to go in and take this one for the victory, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, a bit of a sigh of relief here, if you ask me. Like I said, 8-8 on the season, 6-6 in the conference. Game against Wake Forest on Wednesday. Fingers crossed we win that one, but crazy things have happened in Wake Forest before, especially traveling there. 20 seconds to tick down here. But remember, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back on Wednesday afternoon as that final Shaquille Moore hits the three-pointer. So it looks like our final score is going to be 69-53 from Raleigh. Maybe we could have asked for a bit more Duke points, but okay, it works out just fine. Thank you very much, everybody, once again for watching. If you're in one of the areas like in one of the parts of the U.S. that are just getting completely snowed in at the moment, please stay safe and don't go out doing any like crazy driving things or anything. Oh, looks like Matt Hurt's hand is bleeding. That's awkward. But in any case, we'll see you on Wednesday evening, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern for that tip right here on Real Life Sports. Drop the sub, and we'll see you then. Go Duke. Have a great rest of your weekend.